A Day on the Focus. Hey everyone, and welcome back to A Day on the Focus. It's Anne here, your friendly neighborhood history buff, ready to dive into the fascinating events of March 9th. Buckle up, because today's journey through time is a wild ride. First off, let's talk about birthdays. March 9th has seen some serious heavy hitters enter the world. We're talking Amerigo Vespucci in 1451, the guy who, whether intentionally or not, gave his name to the Americas. Then there's Adam Smith, whose Wealth of Nations, published way back in 1776, still shapes economic discussions today. Imagine the tea parties he'd have with today's economists. And who could forget Napoleon Bonaparte marrying Josephine de Beauharnais in 1796? That marriage is a whole historical drama in itself. But the birthdays are just the tip of the iceberg. March 9th has witnessed some seriously dramatic moments in history. For example, in 1862, the Monitor and the Virginia, formerly the Merrimack, clashed in the first battle between ironclad warships. Picture it, these massive metal behemoths, the ultimate steampunk showdown. It was a draw, but it changed naval warfare forever. And speaking of warfare, the California gold rush might not have even happened if it weren't for the first documented gold discovery on March 9, 1842. Imagine if someone had just left that gold nugget where it was. Then we have the more modern stuff. The Barbie doll's debut in 1959, setting off a fashion and toy empire that continues to this day. And in 1945, the firebombing of Tokyo during World War II. Tragic, devastating, and a stark reminder of the horrors of war. This whirlwind tour of history begs a question. What if all these events happened in one day? Short creative story. Imagine it, Amerigo Vespucci, slightly overwhelmed by the sheer number of new species he's encountering in Brazil. Cabral's fleet arrived on March 9, 1500, bumps into Napoleon and Josephine, who are arguing about which type of cannon to use in the upcoming Battle of Hampton Roads. They've traveled back in time, of course. Adam Smith is trying to mediate, explaining the economic principles of a perfectly competitive ironclad market. Meanwhile, Barbie is handing out miniature pamphlets promoting the ethical sourcing of gold to the panicked citizens of Tokyo, as they take cover from the firebombing. Pancho Villa, somehow getting in on the action, is trying to convince everyone to invest in his new line of miniature Pancho Villa action figures. The whole thing is utter chaos, yet somehow, it works. This bizarre clash of history somehow manages to create a perfectly balanced utopia, where economic fairness meets fashion and fierce naval combat becomes a polite debate. It's a little crazy, right? But that's the magic of history. It's messy, unpredictable, and full of surprises. That's all the time we have for today, folks. Join me tomorrow for another exciting adventure through the annals of history. Until then, keep exploring,